the objective of building these models from our point of view, especially as founders, is to understand the business we're building, is to factor in everything that we need to factor in so that we get to the right price. Right. So, for example, one of my takeaways from here, from Maya's, is that you guys are not making enough in terms of margin, right? So, what I'd recommend is that if I go back to the Maya model, my big takeaway is this. This is sort of ringing alarm bells. Not the 4738, but what's ringing alarm bells is this number. I'm not happy with this number. I want Maya to figure out some way of improving this number. Now, there are only two ways of improving this number. So let me highlight this. There are only two ways of improving this number. And that is either you increase the number of orders and customers or you reduce your cost, right? So you could possibly spend a little less. Where are we? You could possibly come back here, spend a little less. So for example, I've got 15 and let's say 18. So I've got these two numbers here, and this will lead to, oh, which model is this? This is, yeah. This will lead to a slightly lower number of impressions. So this might come down to 14 and this may come down to 13, right? This will come down. But then I need to figure out how to grow my organic impression. And one possible combination of that is you can track your overall contribution. So I can look at organic impressions as a percentage of total impressions. So I can divide that. I can calculate that number and see if I can improve this figure. So this is one possible path for growth for Maya. Second is they can focus on improving their customer retention and repeat orders. But there's a third piece also. So there are two pieces, right? We've looked at two pieces. The first piece is ad spend, make it more focused, more attractive. Second piece is improve your organic impression and the component of organic impression that you want to improve. So from a traction point of view, I would say metric, right? CAC metrics. So this is one metric. Organic impressions per total impressions. This is a second impression, your CAC metric. Figure out other ways of generating paid impressions. There's a third metric, and that third metric is customer retention. So this is also a CAC metric. So improve customer retention. There's a fourth metric, which is your retained customer conversion rates. This is also a CAC metric, right? There's a fifth one, which is order frequency. This is also a CAC metric. If you can convince customers to buy more frequently, Maya right now thinks their take right now is that they can only get a customer to purchase 3 times a year, but maybe they can improve it to 4. It's a big ask. It's a huge ask in terms of increasing that number, but maybe that can happen. Maybe they can make it possible for customers to buy more. So you improve your retained conversion, right? Buy a little bit more, and maybe that can help. And as you see, as you add all of these factors, it's having an impact. But there's a final component, and that component is you can do one more thing, and that is to improve your gross margins. So where are your gross margins? Your gross margins are here. So you've kept this at 34%, 30, 33, 34. Improve them. Take them higher. Take it to 35%. Take it to 37%. So in the beginning, you were giving big discounts, large discounts, because you wanted to attract customers. Now that you've attracted customers and you no longer need discounts to convert, maybe you can focus on improving your margins. And if you improve your margins, then see what happens. Look at that. So by a combination of these 3 factors, these 4 or 5 tweaks, right? A tweak on the acquisition side, a tweak on the impression side, tweak on the conversion side, tweak on the retention side, a tweak on the order frequency side. You brought it down to a certain percent, and then finally, the final thing was to figure out how to improve your gross margins. If you've done these 5-6 things, then your CAC falls. A model is a thinking tool. What have you just done? You've said, what can I do to improve my CAC, my customer acquisition cost over contribution margin ratio? I can get more organic impressions. So let's just summarize this. Let's just summarize what we just done. We spoke about clarity of thinking. We talk about clarity of thinking, that's the objective of the model. That's what we want to do. So what have we done? We had options or strategies to reduce CAC, to reduce your CAC over contribution margin ratio. And what were the strategies? Strategy number one, increase share of organic traffic in total impressions. This was one. This had an impact. 2, increase customer retention, reduce churn. Now, this is multiple things, right? This is making sure that you get the right type of customers. You don't want more customers, you just want the right type of customers. So put in better filters, use better filters. This is one part. All right, 4. What is 4? The fourth piece for us was explore the possibility of increasing order frequency for repeat customers. Give them an incentive to buy from you, to come back to you again. And then after these 4 components are done, then the 5th and final component was improve contribution margin. So there are like 5 strategies. So you could roll out all these 4 strategies in real life and then see their impact in real time, or you could come back to your model, which is here, and put them to work in the model, not in real life, but in the model. And by putting them to work in the model, you can actually see which one of these has the most impact in reducing your CAC over contribution margin.